Welcome to the Spirit of a Badass, where we celebrate stories of courage, hope, and resiliency. I'm your host, Alecia Jacobson. What's up, badasses? Thank you for joining me today. What is the one thing keeping me from getting my shit done? My dog. I was not prepared for this. He is a 1-year-old English bulldog, and I sat down to start getting ready to record this podcast today. And he is looking at me like, I'm going to fuck with you this whole time if you don't come over here and play with me. Earlier, he's like barking out the window when I'm trying to record some stuff. And kids, I know what has to be done. I used to have to like get them snacks or a show or whatever and be like, okay, I'm going to be on a call for an hour. Please don't come in my room. But I wasn't prepared for this with a dog. And I have clients that have dogs. Like I've heard that it's hard to work. And he has been exceptionally challenging lately. So we had to play some fetch before I sat down. Now he's snoring underneath me. He snores very, very loudly. An English bulldog snore is a very loud sound. So you might pick up on that. It's not like we have another dog. I was not prepared for this level of like interruption and need in my day, especially I finally had all the shit nailed and then nope. He's like, not going to happen. So today we are talking about trust and specifically trusting yourself. Lately, I have had a lot of my clients come to me with questions or saying, I don't know what to do, or thinking that they need some sort of expert plan for something in their life. And let me tell you, you already have all the answers. You do. And I get a little hot when I talk about this. I was in a session yesterday, and when I start getting fiery, like when women don't believe in themselves, I get a little like inner like mama bear ragey, and I start sweating a little bit, and the clothes start like, I usually dress in layers because I'm freezing, and the layers, they start peeling off me. You know that I'm fired up when my sweater comes off. But like, you have to trust yourself. Like, you don't need all these other opinions or to be second guessing. You have an inner knowing someplace inside of you that knows what needs to happen. Okay, let me tell you. There was a while where I was kind of getting a little angry and just in general, just a little ragey on the inside. And I couldn't quite figure out what it was. And upon some reflection in my coaching and in my own therapy, I discovered that I was kind of pissed off about things that had happened in my past. And it was things that were happening right now, like when this was happening, were kind of triggering these old feelings that I had. And what I came to understand is that I was pissed off because I had an inner knowing and I didn't follow it. But I knew the whole time, I just ignored it. I think I watched an Oprah episode and she called it your whispers. Like, you have this beautiful inner ability. And I think especially us as women have this beautiful inner ability to just know. But unfortunately, the part that we're lacking in many cases is trusting in our fucking selves. Like trusting yourself. Because you have, I bet, if you look back, you have enough data to show you that maybe the things that went wrong or the things that didn't turn out right, you probably knew that something else needed to be done differently. Sometimes maybe you don't speak up. Sometimes it might be you just maybe are afraid for whatever reason. But I wholeheartedly believe that inside each of you is a knowing for yourself. How this showed up in this call is the woman I was working with was talking about nutrition and asking me, saying like, it would be great if she just had a plan or like an outline of what she should be eating. And I hear this a lot because I do health coaching. So this is something that I hear all the time, every single week. And here's the thing. If you're wondering like what food should, which I hate the word should I be eating? Look at what makes you feel good. Like, what do you eat that makes your body feel good? What do you eat that makes your body feel not good? And then it's pretty simple. But because we're taught that you have to have somebody kind of telling you what to do, or on the other side, that you shouldn't trust yourself, you don't follow what you actually know. And you actually know what makes you feel good. You actually know if that job is the job you need to stay at. You don't need somebody else to tell you. You know. You just have to trust your knowing. So it's not a question of finding the answer or having somebody tell you the answer. It's how do you build that trust in yourself to be able to follow your own knowing. And how do you do that? That's different for everybody, dependent on, what's making you not trust yourself. Maybe you've had other people that highlight maybe some of the times where you didn't know, or maybe you did know and you went the other direction. So maybe you're not supported in the way that you need to. There could be a lot of reasons why you're not trusting yourself. A big one is fear, being afraid of if I make the wrong decision, what's going to happen. And if you haven't heard, indecision is a decision. So not deciding is I'm deciding not to decide. So making a decision in the direction of your knowing and then trusting that one step at a time. And how do you start doing this? Because it could be incredibly, incredibly uncomfortable when you first begin to trust yourself. So one of the ways I recommend is taking small, safe steps. So this could be like trusting yourself, making a decision around where you're going to go for dinner with a group of people. So you've got your group chat, and the group chat says, where does everybody want to go? And people are throwing out things, and maybe you're one that doesn't throw out things because what if they don't like it? But that would be a safe place to throw out your thoughts in a way that whether it happens or not, maybe isn't that big of a deal. But that is like a muscle. So you build upon that, and then you put yourself maybe in a work environment where you're working on something with a group of people, and maybe you normally stay silent because if you speak up, you're worried about what people will say or think, or that you'll get shot down, or that you're wrong, whatever the reason is. And then you go there and you find your courage and you speak up and you trust that knowing your information that you have, and you take up the space and you put it out there. So you start in spaces that are very comfortable to you, but still like kind of pushing that edge of uncomfortable. And then gradually you start pushing on that edge. Let's say you're working out in the weight room or training for a 5K. You've done your like walk 1 minute, run 1 minute, trying it out with your friends. Now you're going to go out and you're going to run 2 miles. That's you doing it at work. And then you decide like, maybe you have a big decision to make. And this is one I see all the time, big decisions. And people are so afraid to trust what they know. And let me tell you from my own experience, when I have not trusted, I have not that's the thing. Any decision like that you make is, you're going to be fine, most likely, like depending on the gravity of what it is. But there is this beauty in whatever your knowing is and stepping into that side. So for instance, in probably 4 months ago, I started having this kind of pull of, I am ready to do something different. I don't want to be training at the gym anymore. I don't want to own a gym anymore. And that was a really sort of like, one, it was shocking because I've been doing this for 11 years. Never have I not wanted to do it. And I started waking up in the morning not wanting to do it. Once I did it, I was totally fine. But I had this like pull of, hey, that was my whisper. Hey, it's time. It's time to do something different. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. And you're ready. And then I just sat with it, but I didn't judge it. I didn't think like it was wrong or, what do I do? And then an opportunity came and I took it. And now I'm no longer in the gym and I've got all these new things that are exciting that I'm starting on, different projects and different programs for people and different ways of working with people that I wasn't previously doing. But had I let fear step in and be like, what if you fail? Fucking what if I fail? You can't let that fear step in and stop you. And that's something that I see a lot is the fear steps in and blocks you from moving forward. And then you're just spinning your wheels. So today I want you to just kind of think about the things that maybe you're not trusting yourself. Maybe you've had a whispering that's been happening, a pull towards something, and just pay attention to that. Don't push it away. If you have some questions that you're thinking like, what do I do here? Sit with yourself for a minute and ask yourself, what do I know? Because I truly believe you have the answers. You might need somebody to help pull them out of you, to sit with you, to support you, encourage you. That's my job. That's what I do as a coach. But fundamentally, at my core, it is my belief that you have the answers. So start pushing your edge, start trusting yourself, start trusting your own knowing, and lean into it. And lean into it like you're building a muscle. Start small, start safe, and then start increasing that as you go. And I just know that you will find this glorious beauty of strength and kind of lessening of that fear that was there once you start doing that. All right, badasses, just go be badasses. Enjoy life. Enjoy what you're doing in your day. I mean, that's what we're all trying to do, right? Just enjoy everything and go be fearless. Spirit of a Badass is a Lit Path Studios podcast and is produced by Jamie Gale and Alecia Jacobson. Music by Shane Ivers. We'll be back with another inspiring interview. Until then, keep your spirits high and your energy badass.